Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and in this video I will be talking about the pre-match, the pre-game that we are going to see the next Wednesday, Chelsea Real Madrid, because a lot of y'all have been asking me to make a video talking about the formations, players, and how are we going to see to Real Madrid and Chelsea from a formation tactical standpoint, or whatever you want to call it. So here we go. Let's get into the details, starting off by describing how I see to Chelsea the next Wednesday, because I think that the most important here is that we have to keep in mind and we have to be aware that Real Madrid has to score, right? So that is the first thing we have to do in order to qualify for the final, right? So it is a condition for the rest of the game, because if you think about it, of course, the team from both of them, the one who has to put all the aggressiveness on the field trying to score and really quick, it's Real Madrid, it's not Chelsea, right? So from a Chelsea standpoint, from a Chelsea perspective, in my opinion, Tuchel is not going to try to, it's not going to lose his mind. It's going to try to, hold the players back a little bit and trying to dominate and maybe control the game a little bit, but not too much, because he knows that Real Madrid has to push forward and push hard in order to score and really quick, right? So with that in mind, let me tell you that I think that Chelsea, of course, is going to, it's going to show up maybe with a formation of, I don't know, maybe 4-3-3, 4-2-2 or something like that, maybe 4 center backs like the other day, maybe 2 center backs, I don't know, but it's going to be kind of conservative. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think that Tuchel is willing to risk or jeopardize the advantage that they have already, because of course a draw 1-1 is always better for Chelsea in this case than for Real Madrid, right? So in my opinion, for example, say that Timo Werner and Havertz are going to be the most dangerous players in Chelsea. Of course, Pulisic is going to be there as well, and it's another danger for Real Madrid. But now, let's move on. Let's try to see the game from a Real Madrid perspective, because it's, I think, the most important part. If you keep in mind, if you think about it, in Real Madrid right now, what they have to do, and it's very important, is to score and really quick, right? Since the very beginning, it's a kind of very similar eliminatory than the one we had against Manchester City last year, when we had to score twice in order to keep moving forward, right? So if we're going to go through, if we want to qualify for the final, the first thing we have to do, of course, is to score, right? A 0-0 draw or something like that is not good enough for us to keep going through. So in my opinion, what Zinedine Zidane is going to put on the field is going to be a very aggressive team, using potentially the 3-5-2 again, with 3 center backs. I would say Sergio Ramos, maybe, if he's able to make it, and then Nacho Fernandez, and of course Eder Militao, right? And then he will be using a couple fullbacks, Odriozola on one side and then Marcelo on the other side, and then we can have, in my opinion, 3 midfielders is going to be Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and of course Casemiro. That is why they were resting against Osasuna. And then in the attack, we probably see 2 Benzema along with Eden Hazard. In my opinion, Eden Hazard will be in the starting 11, and the reason for that is because he performed incredible against Osasuna the other day, and the attitude that he showed and the ambition and the, he was looking forward to score, and he actually had a couple chances. And if you see the performance of Eden Hazard versus the performance of Vinicius Jr., it was it was by far better than the Belgian player performance rather than the Brazilian player performance. So in my opinion, right now what we are going to see in the attack of Real Madrid is to Eden Hazard and Benzema, but I cannot rule out to see another formation or even different players. For example, Benzema along with Vinicius Jr., of course, is another chance. But in my opinion, the main purpose, the top priority for Zinedine Zidane for the whole game is trying to control and dominate the game completely since the very beginning all the way to the end of the game. I mean, we have chances. We have chances to score. We have chances to win. Of course, the Champions League is always the the competition of Real Madrid, is the title of Real Madrid historically talking. But of course, Chelsea played. I mean, it was a surprise for me that Chelsea played really well in Alfredo Di Stéfano. So in my opinion, they are still ahead of us a little bit. But you never know when it comes to Real Madrid, man, and when it comes to the Champions League. In my opinion, Real Madrid always have a lot of chances to score, winning, and you never know what is going to be next. I mean, what is going to be the result. So, in my opinion, Tuchel is still, I mean, not scared, but in a certain way, he will try to be conservative because he cannot jeopardize the advantage that he has right now, because a draw 1-1 when you are playing away is still a kind of advantage for you. So now that they are playing at home, I think that he won't lose his mind and he will try to hold everything back and to keep everything under control. Maybe trying for their players to play around a little bit and trying to move the ball trying to move the ball sideways all the time, passing the ball, taking the ball, passing the ball, taking the ball all the time, so Real Madrid can never have a chance to recover the ball and build up a counter-attack or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously a very interesting game from a tactical standpoint. I don't think, though, that Zinedine Zidane is going to try to use a kind of 4-4-2 or maybe 4-3-3, because that kind of formation, in my opinion, hold us back all the time, and we are not aggressive enough to go ahead and try to, score and winning. That is exactly what we have to do in this game. I mean, it's not the kind of game where you can wait way back and then try to build a counter-attack and try to score the only chance you have. I mean, it's, in my opinion, very different. I mean, when you are playing in the Champions, that is number one reason, and when you have to score, that is number two reason. You have to be more aggressive, right? And the only formation that provides this kind of aggressiveness in this case for Real Madrid is, of course, the 3-5-2. I mean, there's no other way to go. Maybe 4-5-1 or something like that we saw in the last Supercopa last year. I don't know, man. But from my perspective, from my understanding, Zinedine Zidane will use again the 3-5-2 that we used in the last week against Chelsea in the first leg. So we'll see, man. We'll wait a little bit more. We don't have to Varane, of course. I think that we will have to Mendy and, of course, Sergio Ramos. Maybe Mendy, can be as the third center back, and then Marcelo the fullback. Maybe if Mendy can't make it, we can use Sergio Ramos as a third center back, but we will have to wait in order to know what is going to happen. So I hope you like this video, and of course I invite you all to comment in the section below and say, what are you guys thinking about the game? If you think that Zinedine Zidane is going to form with a 4-3-3, 4-4-2, or maybe 3-5-2, or I don't know. What is your opinion about that? So now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe to this channel and Real Madrid Hub.